You know that feeling? You get an inspired idea, you're buzzing with excitement, ready to change everything, and then a week later, nothing has changed. That routine pulls you back, the excuses start to creep in, and then suddenly it's just another great idea that never went anywhere. Oh, the feeling of that. So, why? Well, because your brain and your energy field are wired for stability, not transformation. Stability is the default setting. Now, the good news, with the right inner work, transformation can become your new pattern. And here's the key: most people don't actually know what's keeping them stuck. You think you're making choices based on your true values, but how do you know if your subconscious is really on board? This month is about breaking the cycle, stepping into discernment, leaning and learning to trust your body's wisdom, and taking action that actually sticks. So, before we dive in, comment below, what is the one habit that you already know needs to change this month? Seed it to speak it to seed it. So, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Anik, your empowerment coach, helping soul led individuals like you align your mindset, energy, and actions so that you can build a life of clarity, impact, and prosperity, all without compromising yourself. And each month, I tune into the collective energy, a powerful blend of planetary shifts, societal undercurrents, and the momentum of human consciousness. Whether you realize it or not, we're all moving through these energetic tides together, so let's make the most of them. For March, the theme is crystal clear. It's time to embody your truth, my friend. This month isn't about setting goals and hoping they stick. It's about developing discernment, understanding what's actually driving your choices, and ensuring your actions align with the life that you want. Because if you don't have clarity on what's shaping your patterns, you'll keep reinforcing the old ones. So, how do you actually shift from intention to action? How do we effectively bridge that gap? Let's break it down from three powerful perspectives: the science behind why change feels so friggin' hard, the energy that fuels the momentum, and the strategy to make it stick. So let's start with science. Why change feels so hard. I'll invite you to think of your habits like a well worn hiking trail. Even when you're not paying attention, your feet just know where to go. But when you try to carve a new path, it's rough, it's messy, it's uncomfortable. And change isn't about willpower. It's about training your brain to walk a new path until it becomes second nature. Your brain, it's designed to favor routine and efficiency, and it conserves energy by running on habit loops, repeating familiar behaviors because they require less effort. Breaking old habits, it's not about willpower, it's about rewiring deeply ingrained neuron pathways. And the hardest part of change isn't the effort, it's getting past the resistance of your own programming. And here's where most people get stuck. We have blind spots of what's running the show in our subconscious. You think you're choosing what's best for you, but if you've ever felt resistance to something you logically know is good for you, that's your indicator. That's a deeper belief at play. And this is where muscle testing comes in, an incredible tool into your subconscious and uncover the real drivers behind your choices. I've put together a free tutorial and guide to get you started. Grab it in the description. So let's talk about the spirit element. Have you ever noticed when you're in a slump, everything feels so heavy? And that's not just in your head, it's in your energy. Your electromagnetic field, your aura, it holds momentum. And when you're stagnant, your energy is stagnant. But the moment that you take action, even like one small step, everything starts moving again. A body in motion stays in motion. Hardest part, starting. But once you do, momentum, it takes over. The more you act in alignment, the stronger your energy field becomes. And that's why we want to have discernment this month. That's why the hardest part of change is not just the first step, but keeping that momentum, because you'll lose momentum if you're out of alignment. But trust me, with practice, my friend, this all gets easier. So now that brings me to the strategy. How do we make new habits stick? Because I know you've tried to add new habits and they just didn't want to stick around. So let's be real. Where are you ever going to find extra time to do more? Well, you won't. Transformation doesn't happen by adding more to your plate. It starts by weaving it into what you're already doing. James Clear, in his Atomic Habits book, shared, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." So the fastest way to change your habits, don't add, integrate. Build new patterns into what's already there. You don't need more time, and honestly, you're not going to get any more than the 24 hours you're already getting. You need to habit stack. Small shifts tied to what you're already doing. So let me give you some ideas. You want to develop your focus? Start with an intention every morning before you check your phone. You want to develop your intuition? Incorporate the body sway muscle testing when making decisions. Do you want to reinforce self-confidence and self-trust? Okay. Every time you wash your hands, acknowledge a win or a good decision that you've made. Do you want to make more aligned decisions faster? Ask yourself, does this feel expensive or restrictive? Before you say yes or no to anything. What's important is make it aligned, automatic, and sacred. And soon it won't feel like something else that you have to do. It just feels like something you do by default, like hitting your blinker before you turn. You don't even have to think about it, right? Now, personal share. For as long as I can remember, I did not identify as a morning person. Snoozing my alarm clock wasn't just a habit, it was a natural reflex. But at the same time, I was constantly trying to find my rhythm. I was doing all the right practices to stay in sync, but it still felt like I had to negotiate time for myself. I kept working to create more flow in my life, but when I looked at my habits, they told a different story. And the thing is, even when we understand how programming works, it's so easy to overlook our own patterns because we all have blind spots. When you focus on your actions, on doing more, the more permanent shifts happen when you recognize the subconscious structures shaping those actions in the first place. And when I applied that lens to my own habits, what I realized is I identified exactly what needed to change. Now, I was fortunate. I had the right tools and the right support, which made that integration and that change so much easier. But I see it all the time. When you have the right framework, rewiring patterns is just that much easier. And that's why, for me, it's really important. Inside of my Soul-Led Evolution mentorship, we don't just focus on the mindset shift, we integrate it with energy work, practical strategies, and the kind of accountability that makes change actually stick. And because transformation isn't one size fits all, which I'm sure you figured out by now, all the membership includes access to multiple programs like Your Empowered Mindset, which is a great one, so that you can work with all the tools that meet you exactly where you are to take you further. So I want you to take a moment to reflect. If this month is about embodiment, about living in alignment with what truly matters to you, then ask yourself this: do my actions reflect the life I desire to create for myself? Am I making choices from habit or from true alignment? Which one is it? And what is the small shift that would bring your daily habits into harmony with your values and support your natural flow? So before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. What's that one habit that you're committing to embodying this month? Drop it in the comments. Let's make that sucker stick. Speak it to seed it. And if you want to start uncovering what's really shaping your decisions, grab my free muscle testing tutorial and guide in the description. Also, right now, I've got some specials running on both the Empowered Mindset and the Soul-Led Evolution Mentorship program. So if you've been feeling called to dive in, this is a great time. All the links are in the description. Choose the level of support that feels right for you. That's always my best advice. And make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss my videos and that you get my monthly energy forecast so you can stay ahead of those energetic shifts that are coming up next. Before I close off, I want to thank you for being here, for showing up, for doing the deep work, and for being part of this movement of conscious-led change, because your growth, it doesn't just impact you, it ripples out to everything that you touch. And that, my friend, is powerful. So whether you're just taking one small step from today's forecast or you dive fully into this work, know that it all matters. And I am so grateful to be on this journey with you. I'm sending you so much clarity and alignment and momentum for the month ahead. And I cannot wait to see what you create.